Once upon a time, Kubera, the god of wealth, decided to organize a grand feast. He invited all the gods, demigods, demons, angels, and people, everyone in the world. However, his real intention was not just hospitality but to show off his immense wealth and luxurious lifestyle. One day, Kubera traveled to Kailash to personally invite Lord Shiva. Bowing respectfully, he said, "Bhagwan, I am hosting a magnificent feast for everyone. I humbly request your presence." Shiva, knowing Kubera's true intentions, smiled and replied, "I will not be able to attend due to certain obligations. However, my dear son, Ganesha, will come in my place." Kubera, delighted, agreed and returned home. Kubera began preparations a year in advance. He started gathering resources 8 months before the feast. 6 months ahead, he prepared the grand kitchens. 4 months prior, he recruited the finest cooks, and 2 months before the event, they began cooking. By the time the feast day arrived, over 500 exquisite dishes were ready. Guests began arriving 2 days before the grand feast. Gods, demigods, angels, demons, and humans alike. Kubera welcomed everyone warmly, feeling proud of his preparations. Meanwhile, in Kailash, young Ganesha was playing with his pet mouse when Lord Shiva approached him. "Ganesha, my son, Kubera has arranged a great feast. He invited me, but I have some tasks to complete. Since you love feasts, I told him you would attend on my behalf." Hearing this, Ganesha beamed with excitement. "Thank you, Father. I will leave right away," he exclaimed, dashing off towards Kubera's palace. Upon arrival, Kubera greeted Ganesha at the door and escorted him to the grand dining hall. The sight before him was mesmerizing. Rows of sweets like gulab jamun, rasgullas, halwas, jalebis, and kheers. There were snacks such as murukku, thatai, cookies, and chips, as well as a vast array of main courses including dosa, idli, roti, puri, pulav, dal, and curries. Ganesha's eyes widened with delight. "I am hungry," he declared. Kubera, feeling proud, led him to a golden throne where a banana leaf was already laid with a generous serving of food. Ganesha eagerly began eating. However, in moments, he finished everything and said, "I am still hungry." Kubera clapped his hands, and servants rushed in with hundreds of dishes, each piled high with the finest delicacies. Ganesha devoured them all without pause. The cycle continued. More food was brought, and Ganesha consumed it instantly, always repeating, "I am still hungry." Soon, all the prepared food was gone. Kubera, now worried, ordered the kitchen to prepare more, but before they could, Ganesha ran in and ate whatever was left, cooked, uncooked, prepared, and unprepared. To everyone's horror, Ganesha declared, "I want more." But there was nothing left. Growing impatient and frustrated, Ganesha warned, "If there is nothing else, I might just have to eat you." Terrified, Kubera ran as fast as he could towards Kailash, with Ganesha chasing after him, shouting, "Come back. I am still hungry. Father said you have more food." Kubera ran until he could run no more. Exhausted, he stumbled and fell at Lord Shiva's feet. "Oh God! Help me!" he gasped. Shiva looked at him calmly. "What happened?" he asked. Before Kubera could respond, Ganesha arrived, still wailing, "He has no more food for me, but I am still hungry." Shiva chuckled. "Go ask your mother for something to eat." Relieved, Kubera watched as Ganesha ran off to find his mother, Parvati. Turning back to Kubera, Shiva asked with amusement, "So, how did your feast go? Was it as impressive as you intended?" Ashamed, Kubera sighed, "No, not at all. I am sorry for being so boastful. I now realize my mistake." Just then, to Kubera's horror, Ganesha came running back. But instead of anger, he was giggling. "You don't have to run anymore. I am full now," he said cheerfully. Kubera let out a deep sigh of relief, having learned a valuable lesson in humility that day.